Okay, so let's get real for a second. When it comes to your money, your investments,
Yeah.
are you like constantly checking stocks and,
Oh, yeah.
like reading all the reports and stuff?
Yeah.
Or are you more, set it and forget it
Right.
kind of person?
Right.
Well, no matter what your style is, I think today's deep dive is going to be super interesting because we're tackling this whole debate about actively managed funds
Okay.
versus index funds,
Right.
which I know to a lot of people out there can sound like
Absolutely.
a bunch of financial jargon,
It is.
but we're going to break it all down. And
Yeah.
by the end of this, you're going to be like, oh, okay, I get it.
You got it.
So I was looking at this research, and one of the things that they said is basically the simple answer.
Yeah.
The question, should you avoid actively managed funds,
Right.
is yes.
Yes.
That's what they say, just
Yeah.
straight up
A simple yes.
yes. So that's kind of what we're going to unpack today.
Yeah. And so active management, I mean, the goal is really to do better than the market. Right. That's what everybody wants, to beat the market average. They try to do that by picking stocks, timing the market.
So is this where
Yeah.
like all these, like star fund managers come from?
That's it. That's where they come from.
Like it's kind of a celebrity thing.
It's totally a celebrity thing. And you know what the data says?
What's that?
It's tough to beat the market consistently.
Really?
Really tough. Like, they've done all these studies over long periods,
Okay.
like 10 years, 20 years. And you know how many actively managed funds do better than just the benchmark?
I don't know how many.
About 20%.
That's it.
That's it. Only 20%.
So I guess the question is, if it's that hard, why do people keep investing in them?
Well, we all love a good story,
I guess so. Yeah.
like someone who beat the odds,
Yeah.
made a killing. But, the financial industry kind of plays into that, don't they?
Yeah, totally.
And you forget, for every winner, there's a lot more who,
Who didn't do as well.
who didn't make it. Yeah.
Now you mentioned benchmarks
Yeah.
and how those are important.
They are.
So it was just about beating the benchmark.
Well, no, it's not just that. It's
Okay.
more than that. There's a metric called active share.
Active share.
Yeah. And that measures how much a fund's holdings
Okay.
differ from that benchmark. So, like, a high active share means they're making different bets.
Okay, so it's not just like throwing darts at a board.
No, not at all. And then you got to think about fees, right?
Oh, yeah.
That expense ratio, how much are you paying? And then portfolio turnover.
What's that?
How often they're buying and selling.
Okay.
All that matters.
So even if a fund has like a high active share, that doesn't mean it's going to be a winner.
Right, because those bets still got to pay off.
Right.
And that's the tricky part, because markets are pretty efficient nowadays.
What does that even mean?
Well, information's out there.
Okay.
Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
So finding those, hidden gems is really hard. And don't forget about fees.
Yeah.
They really add
Over time. Yeah.
over time.
One thing I thought was interesting in the research was that success in active management can actually
Backfire.
it's weird, right?
How does that even work?
So imagine a fund's doing great,
Yeah, okay.
beating the benchmark. Everyone wants in.
Yeah.
So they get all this new money, but now they got to invest way more money.
Oh, okay.
And that can mean higher trading costs. And they might have to diversify, which can actually hurt their strategy.
So it's almost like too much of a good thing.
Exactly. Plus, you got all these smart people competing.
Oh, yeah. So it's like really hard to stay ahead of the game.
It is. So what's the takeaway?
I think for a lot of people, index funds might make more sense.
They probably do.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're all game. They're more straightforward
They are. They're
and transparent, replicable.
replicable. Yeah,
Yeah.
They just follow the market, like the S&P 500.
Okay.
Diversification, low fees, and hands-off.
Easy.
Art. Well, this has been really, really interesting. It's helped me understand kind of how to think about all this.
It's about finding the right strategy for you.
Yeah.
Your goals, your risk tolerance, how long you're investing for.
Yeah. And one thing for everyone listening
Yeah.
to think about is fees,
Fees.
because they might seem small,
Yeah.
but they really affect your returns over time.
They do. Big time.
So pay attention to that. And remember, knowledge is power when it comes to investing.
It really is.